I'm actually seeing like just a blank screen over here on on Facebook. One second. There's really some glitch with this Talk Studio. Okay, now looks like I'm in. Okay, all right, guys. Welcome back. Sorry for the bad hair day. Yeah. So okay, right. Welcome to Ask Jason Anything About Meta Advertising. If this is the first time you watch me, welcome to my universe. And for those who are familiar, I'm Jason Hai from Malaysia. I'm a Meta Ads optimization strategist. What I specialize in is, I specialize in Meta Ads optimization, as in, like, in my opinion, it's very easy for everyone to start advertising on Meta. Everybody with a Facebook profile, Instagram account can start running ads by spending money, right? Because that's what Meta wants you to do. But having said that, getting started is one thing, but knowing what is going on in your campaign is actually, in my opinion, the next big challenge that a lot of advertisers kind of like finding it a little bit struggling to navigate because there are too many metrics. How do we know which one to monitor? And we have a lot of questions. Now, like for example, when we are seeing results, okay, I always encourage my audience to ask, why is your campaign working? If you have a campaign that is working, why is your campaign working? Because without knowing why is your campaign working, you probably will go into scaling blindly into the wrong direction. So is it because of the creative? Is it because of the landing page? Is it because of the checkout process? Or is there any leakages that is, like happening in your funnel? If we can't patch all these, if we can't reach an optimization level, scaling it or doing anything to try to make more money with your ads and all that may actually lead you to a kind of like a flop, which a lot of advertisers will find it struggling and say that, Facebook advertising is so unpredictable. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, right? That's what I actually hear a lot from those advertisers that I work with. And that's on the other side, right? But on the other side, if you have a failed campaign, which means you run a campaign and it's not getting you results, what most people do is, it's not working. Let's start all over again. Let's go on to the new creative direction. Let's test the audience targeting a different direction and all that. But in my opinion, the best thing that we can actually draw from a failed campaign is to find out why is it not working, because that would help us avoid making the same mistake in the future. So here's what I really believe in. Whether you have a good campaign, you got to know why. And you have a bad campaign, you got to know why, because these are all the important learning that you must gain in order to actually pave your, like a path to the better future, as in like to make more money with Meta advertising. So that's what I specialize in. I work with clients from all around the world to really analyze their campaign, to give them recommendations about what should they do next, right? Like, let's say we meet, most of our clients, we meet on a weekly basis. So we will look at what happened, what worked last week, what did not work last week. So what are the things that we should be tweaking? Should we be changing creative? Should we be actually testing new audience targeting or different product combination, different promotions and all that? So yeah, so if that's something that you're actually looking for, then feel free to reach out. There are many ways that we can work together. But that's what I do, having said that, right? So what I do here on this live, every Sunday night, I go live to answer questions about Meta advertising. If you are not aware, I have a YouTube channel. I strongly encourage that you pop by to my YouTube channel, check out my YouTube channel. I have posted over 1,000 videos that talks about various things, right? But mainly about Meta advertising, Facebook ads mistakes, tips, and all that. So yeah, if you have any questions regarding Meta advertising, I would encourage that you try to look out for an answer on my YouTube channel. Chances are I probably have answered something similar to what you have right now, right? If you can find one, then good. Just get off it and start working on whatever you need to work on, and start making more ads and all that, making it work and stuff. But if you can't find an answer to your question, don't worry. What you need to do is you actually can post your question as a comment on my YouTube channel, on any of the YouTube videos. Okay, so what I'm going to do is on the following Sunday, I will be screen capturing your question, and I'll be answering your questions over here live. Please do not expect me to really like reply to your comment. I'm not saying that I don't want to reply because I'm arrogant. No, in my opinion, technical stuff like Meta advertising and digital marketing, I mean, I don't think it's actually effective to be communicated via written format. That's why I don't want to go that way. Rather, I would actually answer your question. So yeah, just come back the following week to check out my answer to your question. And if I miss any one of them, in case, feel free to nudge me again and all that, right? But of course, if you're free, feel free to join me live every Sunday night, because that's what I do. For half an hour, I answer questions. So if you have any questions, you can actually pop your question in the comment right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all the questions I've collected, and I'll come back to yours. I'll come back to the live comments, over here. So if you are watching this live, please stay until the end so that I can actually address your questions and all that. I try to not get myself distracted, so I'm not turning on the comment feature over here. I mean, you guys can keep commenting it, but I'm not seeing it on my screen because I'm famous for being easily distracted. So I just want to get through, that's the SOP that I set for myself right now. So let's get through this for whatever I have. Then I'll come back to you guys, right? Please bear with me, and I'll talk to you in a bit now. Let me bring this up. And let's take a look at it. So basically, this session is called Ask Jason Anything About Meta Advertising. So that's what we do, all right? So just in case some of you may not want to go live like this, there are certain questions that are a little bit more private and confidential, or there are something that you want a more one-on-one kind of attention instead of going to the public, that you probably want me to see your ads manager, look at your metrics and anything like that. You can actually scan this QR code. These will take you to my Fiverr gig. Okay, basically all you need to do is to buy me a dinner. Then we can actually have a 30-minute one-on-one Zoom call to discuss anything about meta advertising. It could be analyzing a campaign. It could be just answering your questions. It could be even to really bounce idea with you about the strategy that you are about to build for your next meta ads campaign. Anything about meta advertising. So scan this QR code, buy me a dinner, then we can actually have a quick chat. Now, for those who are getting started and you want to have a more guided learning about meta advertising, which is like, when you want to know the best practices when it comes to creating an optimized campaign, I would recommend that you sign up for my Facebook Ads Masterclass. So basically, this is a 2.5-hour recorded training, okay? It covers 5 main areas. The first one is about my strategy and the campaign structure, where I will share with you my 2-step funnel. How do I set up the campaign? How do we structure the campaign, and etc. And then basically, I'm going to walk you through about the entire setup as well. And I'll talk to you about the structure and everything. How do I structure a campaign? So that's the first thing. So then we will dive into the meta ads objective selection, followed by the audience targeting. I will share my, signature audience targeting techniques so that you can actually quickly get to your audience in the most effective way. And then followed by the creative and copywriting, which is the ad creative and copywriting, because I work with clients from all around the world. I will share with you the latest trend about what's working and what's not for your consideration. And followed by the last part, which is the 5th part, is about the analytics. Like I mentioned just now, starting an ads is easy. That's probably the easiest part. But knowing what's happening to your campaign is really something that you have to learn. So in this 2.5-hour training, I packed these 5 modules into a recorded training. Once you sign up, all right, you can actually start learning right away. You don't need to wait for anything, all right? And the best thing is I'm going to actually do an updated version of it every maybe 6 months or so. Whenever there are latest updates or features and stuff that is happening to the meta advertising, I will do a new, kind of like a refresh, and you will always have access to the latest version. So once you sign up, you'll get a link. So just keep the link. 2 years down the road, you come back to the link, you will see the latest version of the training. So it's very useful. So yeah, so let's do that, right? So that's for you. Scan this QR code, also buy me a dinner, and you can start learning right away. So it's straightforward. But for those who want to say that, I don't want to learn, Jason, I don't want to learn. And I really want to get somebody to help me strategize, design a strategy, and set it up for me so that I would know. So this is really a very special program that I offer to those who want to really just help me get this up and running, and I learn along the way. So this is a done with you program where I will work with you to design your strategy, as in we will identify your goals, and we will talk about what are the campaigns what are the objectives we should be using, the audience targeting, and how do we actually set up the campaign for top of funnel, which is targeting the new audience, and how do we do the retargeting journey. Everything will be designed by me, and I will set up the campaign with you. Of course, the creative and everything will be coming from you, but you will get 100% personalized recommendation and advice from me. So this is like a very done with you kind of program, and everything will be recorded. So I would also encourage that you bring your team along. So, when we do this together, when we discuss about the strategy and the setup and everything, your team can actually learn as well along the way. So this is perfect for any organization that want to get started at the same time, getting the team involved in terms of like knowing how to do and moving forward. They would be able to do it on their own, right? So there's something that you're looking for. Scan this QR code and let's schedule a discussion and see how we can work together. Okay, now let's get to it. So the first question I have is coming from Topi Hitam. So the question is about your Facebook account has been hacked and the hacker revoked your control access from a business manager. The hacker has full control on the BM. So any other way that you can actually remove your Facebook page from this business manager? Now, okay, the quickest way to do this is actually to go in as yourself, all right, and reach out to Meta support and file a hacker attack incident. So this is really something that happened to some of my clients before. So they actually are quite serious about hacking incident. So try to get to the support. You know, there's no way I can help you on these things seriously, but you go into your ads manager or your business manager or even your page or even your Meta Business Suite, try to go for the, you know, like the help button, see whether we have the option to talk to them. So definitely you have to go all the way and find a way to talk to them by email or whatever, and messenger, whatever that's possible, and file a hacker attack. Usually hacker attack, they will respond very seriously. So when you are able to really provide enough information, you should be able to get everything back, you know, as soon as possible. I've helped several people, you know, getting their page and their even business manager back. So it's totally possible, especially when it comes to hacking incidents. So go for that. Okay. Yeah, but you know, like navigating the business manager, the Facebook page, and all these kind of things can be a little bit daunting. Just in case you need help, it's the same thing, right? Scan this QR code, buy me a dinner, then we can actually have a 30-minute discussion, and I would actually navigate with you. As in, like, we will try to find which will be the way that you are able to get into the support section and talk to them. So that's what we can actually do together to help you hopefully get one step further, you know, like from the problem that you are facing right now. So yeah, that's for you. Thanks for popping by. Now, the next question is coming from Javira. Anyway, so your professional Facebook page is connected to your personal Facebook page. Your personal Facebook page, I assume that's profile. Now, the Meta Business Suite, you cannot see your personal page, but not the professional page you're running. There is no boost button on your professional page as a personal Facebook page. Okay, I'm kind of confused right now, but I'm actually kind of seeing that you are kind of confused between your Facebook page and your personal profile. Now, I want you to go to the top right. There is a way that you can actually switch profile. So try to switch between your profile and your Facebook page, you know, and some features may be only available in the profile. Some features may be only available in the Facebook page. So if you are interacting as your profile, which is like me, I mean, yeah, your profile, as in you and I as friend, right? Those kind of profile, you won't be able to do the, you know, like the business page feature like boosting and all that. So you have to switch your profile back into the Facebook page in order to do all the boosting and all that. So try to navigate for, you know, like watch some videos about how to navigate between profile and Facebook page. Okay, so that's two things that are kind of different in between. So, you know, like watch some videos, try to play around yourself, switch between one to another and all that. And, you know, you should be able to see that, because if that page is yours, as in your business page is yours, and your profile is you should be able to see both. But maybe you actually switch to one over another. That's why you're not seeing the feature on one and over another. So yeah, that's what I'm actually seeing right now. Yeah, so if you want to run ads, you have to go to the page level, not on the profile level. So you got to play with the switching and all that. Watch some videos on YouTube. They are, I suppose. And yeah, and even you can actually find some articles to read about like the between. But just in case, right? I always say just in case you don't want to navigate all this, you don't want to start reading and all that. You want to get Jason, come help me, bring me to the place where I can start run ads. Yeah, very easy. Scan this QR code, buy me a dinner, and let's have a quick 30-minute discussion over Zoom and see how we can actually help you understand the differences between these two entities and probably get you back into running ads as soon as you can. Okay, so that's for you. Now, the next question is coming from Mahmoud, and your question is very straightforward. How can you contact me directly? There you go. Scan this QR code, buy me a dinner. Let's have a quick chat about what you need. Okay, you can ask me anything about Meta advertising. You can actually, you know, like show me your ads manager. You can actually ask me analyze your campaign or whatever. Within 30 minutes, we can do whatever you need about Meta advertising. All right, so that's where you can contact me. Thank you for your interest. And the last one, We don't have a lot of questions today, so I think it's pretty cool. So the last one that I captured on my YouTube channel is something coming from anyway. So yeah, Alan, maybe. So you're saying that you are planning to sell a recipe ebook for $10 on international market. Kindly suggest whether does it convert well, and also kindly say a Facebook ad strategy for this. Now, put it this way, all right, the strategy is actually very straightforward. You don't really need to navigate beat around the bush to create awareness and all that. Go straight to sell your ebook. Because to be frank, if people are interested, they will buy. If they're not, there is no point that you warm them up through some videos to talk about your content, your recipe and all that, then try to sell them the ebook. Those journey that take a long route is not going to work because you're selling something very, very, very at a low ticket product. So what I would recommend is definitely have an e-commerce website, because if you're selling, that means it's an e-commerce where everything is kind of happening. Like you have a checkout, you have a process, you can actually kind of pay and all that. Everything is in that. So definitely you got to install your Pixel and of course the conversion API, get everything interacted, connected, and make sure you set up your events properly. Which one is the landing page view, which one is add to cart, which one is initial checkout and purchase and all that. So everything is set up. Straight away go for a sales campaign. Now, for your case, you probably need a top of funnel campaign where you target the most people that are, might be interested in your product. So you can actually give something that is a little bit more subtle and say that I have an ebook about, let's say, Malay food, Malay cuisine in Malaysia. So let's say, I'm just giving some example. And for those who are interested, they will click, and some of them will buy, some of them would not. And then for those who did not purchase, then you can actually run another ad to retarget them and say that, hey, I know that you're interested in this Malay cuisine ebook. Why are you not buying now? Let me give you one sneak peek about one of the 100 recipes that we have over here. Take a look at this. If you like it, then buy, kind of those kind of stuff. So yeah, so those kind of journey is something that you can actually consider doing. And now you did mention about an international market, and I have a maybe important, maybe not, kind of tip for you. My advice would be, it really depends on how big is your budget and how well-funded are you. But if you're actually just starting out and not sure about the market, I will recommend that you start with one country at a time. So this is really derived from one of the biggest mistake I made when I was, building my startup back then, 10 odd years ago. I was trying to tackle multiple countries at one go, and I was not able to really gain traction in every single one of the countries that I was attacking. And eventually I burned all the money and not able to pinpoint to a market that might do well for my product. So that's something that I don't want you to repeat. So try to grow in one market first and try to find success in that particular market. Usually I would recommend start from your own country, because that usually is the cheapest country to start. But of course, if you're certain that you want to start in different countries, that country will be more interested in your product, by all means go for that. Find early success first before expanding into multiple countries. Otherwise, say if you run ads for let's say 5 countries at one go, the budget distribution will not be even and all that, and you will not be able to get traction for each country that you're trying to target. So you might burn yourself out, really, really fast. So that's a bit of kind of suggestions I can give to you. But if you're totally new to meta advertising, very straightforward, please enroll to this Facebook Ads Masterclass that I teach you about the top of funnel, the retargeting, and how do we actually make sure that the campaign reaches the right people, and how to do the retargeting and structure and everything that suits you. So start from there. Then once you have your campaign, then you can always come back and say that, okay, now I have my campaign running. I want to get Jason to review my campaign and give me recommendations. Then you can scan this QR code. That will buy me a dinner. Then we can actually review your campaign, and I'll give you recommendations about how you can actually, take it further, do better with your campaign, and probably to fix whatever that is not working right now. So, so that's what I have for you. All right. Thank you for dropping by. Now I have a question that I get a lot. So I was thinking that I want to do a quick discussion over here to discuss about Learning Limited. So what the hell is Learning Limited, and how is it going to affect my campaign? First thing first, Learning Limited means when it comes to a Facebook ads campaign, at the campaign ad set, or even the ad level, usually at the ad set level, of course at the campaign level as well, there is this learning phase. Now learning phase, is completed when you have 50 conversions. So let's say if you are an e-commerce business and you do not have a lot of people buying on your website, Learning Limited will always be there. You get what I mean? So but Learning Limited doesn't mean that okay, it's going to affect your conversion. Here's one key thing that you want to get away with. Learning limited is not going to kill your campaign. It is just a signal that Meta is telling you that, look, I have very, very limited conversion to complete the learning. So here's the thing. At the learning limited stage, as long as everything is doing all right, if you monitor the campaign, the CTI is doing all right, the CPM is doing all right, the conversion is doing all right, you're getting sales, and the cost per result is quite comfortable for you, do not be afraid. Continue running, because as you complete 50 conversion, the learning limited would actually disappear. Now, having said that, when it comes to learning limited, what really Meta wants you to do when they show you this, in fact, what they really want you to do is you can actually consider spending more money to complete your learning phase faster. But that may not be the case that we want to do. So having said that, it's not something that you cannot do. Like, for example, if you're spending like $5 a day, you're getting one conversion a day. So after 1 week down the road, $5, you get one conversion. 1 week down the road, you got like 7 conversion. Okay. And you know that it's doing pretty good. And if you are annoyed by this learning limited, you want to get through the learning fast, by all means, you can slowly scale up. As long as everything is still stable, then the learning limited will be finished. But having said that, back to the discussion just now, I was telling you, learning limited will never kill your campaign. Okay, so as long as everything is doing all right, learning limited is something that you can actually live with. Just keep running. But what Facebook is asking you to do is, if you really want to interpret this, spend more money, exit the learning faster. So the other way around to actually tackle learning limited is probably you want to switch your conversion event. Like if you are trying to get purchase and you are not getting a lot of purchase, but you're getting a lot of people adding to cart. So you can actually switch your conversion event to add to cart, then the learning limited will go away. But having said that, I also want you to monitor, getting a lot of add to cart may not be getting you a lot of purchase. So you need to really monitor the differences between the add to cart, conversion from add to cart to purchase. So if the ratio when you switch over to add to cart event and the conversion from add to cart to purchase is still something that is like as good as before, then that makes sense. At the same time, you exit the learning faster. So that's really something that you can build. Like for an early e-commerce campaign or e-commerce business, where we don't have enough conversion happening on the website itself, we may start with maybe landing page view or even add to cart. When we start getting more and more, when you have more conversion and all that, then we can switch over the conversion. But those are a little bit not as useful as like before anymore, because in my opinion, even when you have a new e-commerce website, the algorithm is actually learning from different angles, not just on your website right now. They're actually learning from your peers, as in like Facebook really know, let's say if you're selling toy, for example, Facebook has a lot of information about people who visit other toy websites. So if you identify your product and industry clearly that you're selling toy, Facebook actually brings people who visit other toy websites to come to you. So that would actually help you go through all the learning that you really need to go through in order to complete your learning phase and all that. So seriously, it's not really a big deal, but I hope this video, gives you an understanding about like what is really happening. So instead of just focusing on learning limited, I would rather you start learning about how to interpret your entire campaign data to help you make better decision, on what you should be doing. Is your campaign doing good? Is the CTR doing good? Is the CPM doing good? Is the creative working? Is the landing page working? So getting more data and clarity on all these metrics and all that gives you a better understanding and gives you a better confidence in making decisions about what you should do next. So if you run ads and you're worried about the learning limited and you are, satisfied with my explanation about learning limited, you want to take it to the next step and you want to start learning about the metrics, well, I would encourage that you scan this QR code. Now, learning about metric is not impossible, but the best way to learn is to look at the data you have in your campaign. So this would actually take you to my Fiverr gig where you'll buy me a dinner, then we will analyze your campaign together over a Zoom call. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a dashboard for you. Like let's say, for your e-commerce campaign, you should look at these 10 to 20 metrics. I'll build it out for you as a dashboard and I will interpret that for you one round. And once we interpret that, immediately we will be able to pinpoint what's working and what's not working in your campaign. And from there, I'm going to build you an optimization plan where you can actually take it on your own, okay, to start testing one variable at a time, hopefully to take your campaign performance to the next level. So if that's what you want to do, scan this QR code, let's have a quick chat, okay? Now I will come back to the comment. Okay, cool. I can see a few of them. Now, the first one is coming from Akam. Do you think Meta Verify is worth it for an agency owner? Well, of course. Meta Verified. Meta Verified. Wait, you mean Meta Verified, the blue check? That maybe not that important. But if you're talking about Meta Certified Professional, like what I am, that helps, frankly. Like those clients who are well versed in meta advertising, they know about all these certifications. And if you are a certified professional, you get better chance of talking to them. Yes, for sure. Go for that. Okay. Now, and Mark is asking, if you have only catalog, well, how would you approach it to be successful? What do you mean only catalog? You mean you have only catalog? I don't really understand, Mark. Help me with this. Catalog means you have an e-commerce website, or you have, what do you mean by a catalog? Help me with that. Yeah, but if you're talking about an e-commerce catalog, meaning like you have e-commerce website that you have a catalog connected to your commerce manager, if that's what you mean, then of course you have a lot of things you can play with, right? You can actually build a top of funnel campaign that is so powerful that gets people to really visit your website, and a retargeting that's so powerful that only show the product that they visited in the first place, and keep actually showing the same and similar products to them. That will increase the likelihood for them to buy. So these are all the things that you can actually do when you have a catalog. Yes, definitely worth a shot. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do with that. Seriously, no problem. Go for that. Go for that. Okay. All right. And yeah, Agram, you misspelled my name. It's okay. No big deal. Sometimes we just have the typo. Anyway, yeah, thanks for joining me today. And I hope that helps you in any way in your meta advertising journey. And remember, if you have any questions, pop your question on my YouTube channel and on any of my YouTube videos. And join me live on the following Sunday as I'll be answering your questions live over here. With that, thank you so much, guys. Thanks for watching me tonight, and I'll see you next week. Thank you, and have a good night. Have an awesome week ahead. Bye.